5:30, and I'd like to call to order the special Public Works agenda, special meeting for Thursday, September 24th. I was looking at the agenda, and I'd like to see if everybody's okay with moving 2 and 3 so that we do the review first and then comments from the audience. It seems to me like after we go through that, the comments might make more sense. So could I get a motion to amend the agenda to swap 2 and 3, items 2 and 3?
Yeah, I can make a motion.
Any second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. Matthew, could you put the pictures up of the items that are covered by our $11 million lease purchase agreement?
So before we get into this, I'd like to make a motion to table this item until our next scheduled board meeting, basically for legal review and just receiving this with short notice.
To table the comparison of the items in both
Correct.
agreements?
The review of board governance policy / review of lease purchase agreement. So make a motion to table that to the next meeting.
Well, I feel it's important to highlight the things that we're going to be doing a final vote on
We already voted.
to approve the final rate structure.
We already voted. So I guess I either need a second to my motion or it dies and you can move forward with your presentation.
All right, there's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. Do I, all in favor of getting rid of this comparison from this meeting?
Aye.
No?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll move on to comments from the audience. Anybody have anything to say? And then on to the schedule of rate and fees. Paul?
All right, the schedule that you have there in front of you again, to recap, includes the approximately 9% increase in electric rates, the change in including the meter tampering charges in the schedule of rates and fees, increasing the customer requested service call outside regular hours from $80 to $100, and the red line draft of that proposed schedule of rates and fees is in front of you. Are there any questions regarding anything?
I have none.
No.
Yep, good.
I have none, sorry, I didn't know you were ready.
Oh, and I did not point out that it also includes the increase in the customer charge for customers outside city limits of $2.45, which would be about a 67% surcharge from the inside city limit rate. And so we would need to eliminate that rate provision altogether that states that there's a 40% surcharge to that customer charge. Again, we have the ability to set that rate. It would just, to eliminate the conflicting information, we would need to eliminate that provision. But if there's no other questions, we would just need a motion to adopt the schedule of rates and fees as presented.
Okay, do I have a motion to accept the schedule rate and fees as adopted?
Real quick, the outside the city limits portion of that, that was brought up at the last meeting, and we were waiting on an answer, and I've been working with Ethan a little bit on that. You can say, I mean, if you want to chime in, you can. I think that from what we gathered, we're within our legal rights of that, but we do probably need a comprehensive look into each of those individual contracts on those utilities that are outside of the city, just to verify and make sure that we are within that RSMO 386.800 or whatever it is. And Ethan knows that it's going to take some time, but is willing to work with your office, Paul and Darren, on verifying those contracts and making sure that we are above board on that. So,
And the only requirements there is that any services that are after 1991 have to be either subject to a territorial agreement or, the start of annexation. That's really what we would be looking at.
So are you proposing something, like not implementing that in the rates and fees, or just looking at it later?
just that we're going to look into it to make sure that we're not breaking the law.
Okay. So where are we? We're looking for a motion to accept the rates and fees as proposed. Do I have a motion
Sure, make a motion.
and a second?
Second?
All in favor?
I'll do roll call.
Roll call.
John?
No.
Walworth?
No.
Fisher?
No.
Dees? Oh, I'm sorry. Wrong person. McCoy?
Yes.
Crispin?
Yes.
Mayor?
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Before you adjourn, I just,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
just, I realize most of the time when you guys vote, it's unanimous or it's 3-1, whatever. And I've now weighed in 3 different times as a tie-breaking vote. And while I don't mind, that's part of the job, I wish that you guys would have come together on this as a board to see it as a whole. And so moving forward, I'd like you to think about that when you vote on things like this. You're voting for what's good for the city, what the citizens can pay or not pay. I want you to keep that in mind on any other future votes on increases or anything. So, thank you.
All right, well, your point's well taken. In my history with this board, analysis are done in advance. Everybody's very conscious and aware of what's going on. There's transparency on every issue and item, and we usually flesh those things out in previous meetings. And by the time we are all convinced that that's the way to do it, that's the reason that my experience is that everything's been mostly unanimous. But thanks for your comment. Anybody else have anything to say? If not, I need a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
And a second?
No, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. See, we were good on that one.